up, YouTube? Peruvia's finest, back with the updated October ban list with Thunder Dragon. And I shall showcase a quick list that you guys can probably use. I play tested this a couple of times and found that some of the cards in here were actually pretty good. And I can also show you how to side in and out, because I know that's kind of a popular topic at the moment. Again, this is how I theorize how to side in and out. Maybe you guys have different opinions, but I'll show you. So quick list for the main, 3 solar, and then everything here is staple, except for the 2 duos again. But I do not play more than 2 duos, because at this point, you're playing shifter in the main, and you don't want to like make these even more dead than they are at the moment. And plus, usually you don't want to open this actually. You just want to search them off Thunder Dragon Fusion or Dark. Because opening this without any way to like do anything is just like horrible. It's just basically at that point it's just extra lure targets. And then you run 3 of everything else, because you know that's what pure Thunder Dragon thrives on. You need food for Titan so you can grind game. And then Solar just gets you there with adding any Thunder Dragon in the grave, and then this and this opens again your Apollosa combo. So kind of want to have that access in the format that probably Orcus will probably rule. It won't be tier 1. I mean, it won't be like tier 0, but you want to have a good answer to Orcus. And then with that, you play 3 Phantasme, 3 Shifter, and 3 Nibiru. With this lineup, your lures have better ratios, since you play about the same amount of lights as you do darks, so your lures shouldn't be as dead as much. And with the Phantasmes, helps you against the Orcists, and it helps you against like random stuff now with like Striker and Salmon Greats. And the Beers, again, they're solid across all the matchups that are good right now. So running 3 of everything is good, and then you can side out. Makes it easy to side out when you play against like Rogue. And then you play for spells, 3 Allure, 3 Fusion, 2 Pots, and a Sark. Again, 3 Fusion I think is essential, since you need it to last past turn 2. And then with the Desires, you don't want to banish like your only copies of this, because this is the way you win. Without these, like, you struggle with your monsters, and then you don't want to rely on just that. And then your 3 Allures is your draw power, same with the Desires, and your Gold Sark is anything for your deck. So that's a good card to have. That's for only unfortunately at 1. And then you play 3 Impermanence. This could change, because this primarily was for Mermaid, but since Mermaid's out of the question now, this is probably just in there for the Rogue. So like Inspector Border, or any like random like Floodgate, like Apollosa, like you can just negate. It's probably in the main, but it could change in case like those cards aren't played. It could be like something, but for now, like these have been solid. So that's 41 still. And the extra deck is almost the same. I took out the Borload for Dingrisu. So Apollosa, BLS, which are both essential. You bring them out, Salads, and then this is Orcus. And then you play your Link 2s. Your B-Cop, Wee Witch, Some Summoner, and Phoenix. All these have their applications. You can play around, there can only be 1. This one just lets you set up boards of Double Colossus Titan if you really want to. I wouldn't recommend it, since Super Poly is a thing now, so want to be careful with this card. Wee Witch lets you grind, lets you add back Darks when it gets destroyed, and lets you apply more pressure with 500 attack. And then B-Cop is just there as a generic 2. And the Dark thing is very irrelevant still. So you play that, and then 1 Link Karibo for your DX. And then my only Exceed is Dingrisu. Maybe towards the more towards the future, I might run a heavier 8 lineup with like Chaos Dragon Levineer, so I can run the level 90 or the number 68 Xenophon in case graveyard effects become more relevant. But for right now, Dingrisu is in here because it's a really good card, and it replaces Warlord. So anything that Warlord would answer, Dingrisu answers as well. And then your Super Poly target, Starting Venom. In the mirror, it's you can just bring out Titan. And then against like Orcus, it would be Starting Venom Fusion. It could be the Predator Plant actually, since it applies more applications to people who play around the Super Poly and on Titan, and then a light, Titan, which is a light, and then a dark, and then you just Super Poly those and then bring out Predator Plant. So it might be that. And then 3 Titans and then 3 Colossus, which is essential. I forgot where my other Titan went. Oh, under the Starting Venom.
He has to learn.
You need these 3, because without Like, playing like this really cripples you.
It's been 4 minutes. Should I shut it off?
No, show you. You just can't play without 2. You need 3. And that's coming from my knowledge, you know, hopefully. You can take my word for it. And then for the side deck, it's almost the same as well. 3 Super Poly, 3 Lancia, 3 Twin. I added the 3rd Eradicator because I took out the 2 Gnomes. And 3 Ash. Ash could be anything legit, but I just put back Ash in my side deck because it's good against Rogue and it's against Salads. And I want to main it because I main Shifter, so... In decks that I don't want Shifter against, I just side an Ash. And then this could actually be Red Reboot because this is primarily for Striker for the blowout, but Striker probably won't be played, so you're good with 3 Twin Twister, and then the Red Reboots can be against more trap decks like Guru and Alter Guys. And I'll show you how to side against, I would say, the top 4 decks right now. So, say you were to play against Orcus. More than likely, you'll probably side the Lancias and Super Polys. And then Ash, depending on your situation. But for me, it would just be these 6 cards. And then from your main deck, you just take out cards that you don't think would apply in that matchup. So for me, at the YCS, I was siding a lot out of my the Allures. Because the Allures, I felt at that point I wasn't getting that much value. And again, like, Allures at this point get you about even value, but you don't want to have... Well, I don't like Allure post games 2 and 3, so that's just my theory. I just take these out and I take out any other 3 cards. For at that point, I'll probably take out the Impermanences and then just put these in. And then that's for Orcus. And then you're good on these parts. And then against let's see, the mirror match. The mirrors, you probably do the exact same thing. You put in 3 Super Poly and then 3 Lancia. I don't like Ash against that matchup because Ashing against Thunder, there's no really right way to Ash. Like, it can have another combination of cards and then you're just screwed anyway. And then for that Thunder Pure, you want to keep this thing because the game plan against Thunder Pure is they'll stick Colossus against you and pass. So you want to, like, be able to do something during your turn. So you want to shut off their Colossus by activating Impermanence during your turn. So you probably keep this in. Again, it'd probably be... just check anything that would be pretty bad against Thunder. Like, personally, I don't like Phantasmes and the Shifters against Thunder. Because Phantasme is only live against Sun Summon Summoner, and then Shifter, you're only benefiting them. So then you probably just take out the Phantasmes and Shifters and I put these in. For the Salad matchup, you would put in the 3 Ashes and 3 to 2 Twin. For Salad, you really don't want to put in that much because your deck already, like, doesn't struggle that much against it. At this point, you just be taking out cards that you think that wouldn't benefit you at all. Which in high time for me, if anything, I'd probably just take out the Allures for the Ashes, and that's it. And then the Twins, like, the Twins against Salads will only be against, like, the Rages and the Roar. But your deck with Roar and Rage doesn't really struggle. Like, you can just push through it. So at that point, maybe just like the Ashes, that's it. And then anything else? Striker, again, for Striker, you just side in, like, Twin Twisters and the Eradicators. And that's probably all you probably need. And then at that point, you already probably can hint, like, what you will need for Thunder. Which probably be, like, the Nibiru's and the Shifters. Like, I wouldn't keep Shifter against Striker, because sure, you cut them off their spells from the grave, but that's all you're really doing to Striker. You're just macrocosming them for a turn, which, like, at that point, you're negging yourself 1. For them to still do what they do, I just don't feel like that's benefit, so you probably take these out for these. And...
How's Thunder Dragon in this new format?
My opinions of Thunder Dragons in this format. It's a standalone deck. It's really strong because it has the ability to throw out a Floodgate, which says you can't search, which is still, like, strong. And in a format that probably could be the mirror match, it's annoying because just sticking a Colossus prevents Thunder Dragon from playing unless they open, like, Roar, Hawk, and, like, Egg. Against Orcus, pure Orcus, now they're kind of weaker. They can still like do the usual like ding plays, break your board still. But like breaking the board, you can like have answers like Phantasma and Nibiru, and then answer that during your turn. So if you're playing Thunder without the right cards, it will struggle against like Orcus. But building the right deck with Thunder Dragon with the right cards puts you in an even advantage with across all the meta decks. And like Thunder as just a deck basically, it does everything it needs to. With the 3 of everything, nothing really hinders it unless you're playing Stun that obviously plays Floodgates to prevent you from playing. So that's my insight in Thunder Dragon. And in case I come up with different lists, I'll post it up, and that's about it.